from our observation of the sky, we see that the stars are fixed in position. They maintain their pattern and position because they are very far away, so they appear to be in a fixed position. They also appear to rotate around us east to west. So we pictured them as comprising a celestial sphere which surrounds the Earth, as shown on the picture on the right. But what we know is that the stars do not move. It is the Earth that rotates from west to east. As we can see, the Earth has an equator, so it rotates in this direction from west to east around an axis which goes through the North and South Pole. We need to be able to label the stars with a position coordinates on a sphere using some kind of coordinate system. Luckily, we already have one because we live on a sphere, so we already have a way to specify our position on our sphere, and that system is a system using latitude and longitude. Latitude are circles that are parallel to the equator. So here we see the equator, and various circles are a certain number of degrees above the equator. So the circle is specified as 0 degrees, and each concentric circle will be some number of degrees above the equator, up to the final circle, which will be 90 degrees above the equator. The demarcation line of longitude is done with lines going up and down called meridians, and they go through the north and south poles. Since the Earth rotates, these are our reference lines, and these are meridians here. Longitude ranges from 0 degrees to 180 degrees east, and also 0 to 180 degrees west. The longitude angle is measured from the center of the Earth as shown on the graphic on the right. The 0 point is defined as a point in Greenwich, England, called the prime meridian. And then everything is measured relative to the prime meridian. And this is 0 point. So as we see on the simulation on the left here, this particular position right here is right along the equator, so we can set it at 0 degrees, and it's about 75 degrees or less right now west of the meridian 0 line of Greenwich, England. So if we go up higher, we are now going to a latitude of 20, 30, 40, 50, and at the very highest point, our latitude approaches 90 degrees at the North Pole. So here we can see the change in latitude. Going up to 90 degrees. And here we see a change in longitude, going down to 0 degrees, which will correspond to a line going through Greenwich, England. So here we see various cities, in particular Washington, D.C. is at a latitude of 38.8 degrees north of the equator, and the longitude longitude of 76.4 degrees west of the prime meridian. Here we see a two-dimensional version of the longitude and latitude system. So in this case, the red line is along the equator, and the blue line shows you how much you are north or south of the equator. And so, for example, again, if we look at about 20 degrees north of the equator.